Hello everyone, welcome back. So let's continue and let's create the shader for the ocean. I'm going to use this geometry, the big one, the 5000 by 5000, and we're going to use this to render our ocean. I'm going to call this out ocean geo. I'm going to create an object merge, cut that, and let's create a new geometry. Call this ocean render. And let's give this a red color, and this is blue. And let's go under the matte context and create a material builder. Now obviously if you use the shelf and create this, it will set all this up for you, but I want to show what's happening under the hood. So something is happening here. Okay, so what we need to do is we need a compute lighting node. And we need a shader. And for this example, I'm going to use the principal shader core, which is the bare minimum. And I'm going to connect the F, OF, and C. Let's connect this. Okay, and let's go up. Gonna drag and drop this here, and I have a few cameras set up, so I'm gonna look through the camera one, and let's set some light. I'm gonna create a environment light, and I'm gonna load in an HDR, the same one we used in the previous example in the rock splash. I'm gonna give it a rotation of 286. I'm gonna gain it up because I know it's dim. So I'm gonna gain it twice, increase the intensity and the exposure as well. Let's go to the out context, create a Mentra node, and let's select the camera. Change the render settings to physically based render. And hit render, and all I'm looking for is a shaded grid with some reflection or some diffuse. Yeah, it's looking for the whale texture, so I'm gonna hide the whale for now because I don't have the texture, and I'm just gonna select the ocean, and it's working. Okay. So let's go back to the material context. Let's go one more thing. I'm gonna copy the path here, and let's go to the material context, and let's create an ocean sample layer. I'm gonna promote the file name and paste the path for the Spectra node, and then we need to feed in multiple things into this node. So let's do it. I don't need the mask name, but I'll expose it, and we can leave it empty. Time, we're gonna expose it as well. We'll connect it, set it up outside, and then we need to feed in the sample position, which is the current position. And I'm gonna use the displacement globals because we can't use this one. We need to use the displacement, and we need to transform the space of the position from current to object. And I'm going to connect that to the sample, and let's expose this and expose the downsample. That's pretty much it. Okay, so the next thing we need is this node is giving us back the displacement, velocity, cusp, and cusp direction, and we care about the displacement. It's a vector, so we're going to add this to the current position. But before we do that, we need to transform the space into current, from object into current. So here I'm gonna transform it from object space into current space. Basically the inverse of this, from current to object and then from object to current. And then we need a displacement output. So we should have this node, yeah, this one. We don't need to create this. We're gonna plug in the position, and for now we're gonna just plug in the position. But to do proper displacement, we have to provide a few more things. So we need to create a properties node and tell Mantra, provide Mantra with a few more things. And the first one we need, click here, edit parameter interface, and go under the render properties. We need the bounds information. So bound, and let's look for the displacement bound, this one. And we need true displacement, and this otherwise this is gonna tell Mantra that we want to do displacement. And that's it. I'll just add these two, and I'm gonna set the I'm gonna expose these two. Okay, so for the displacement bound, I'm gonna set this to 2 just to be safe. And this is the issue. If we have small bounds, it's gonna show us black artifacts. It's gonna clip the geometry. We don't want that. And for the time, I'm gonna set this to $F. $T. And that's it. Let's hit render and see what we get. And it's not displacing, so let's see why that is. And let's do one more thing. Let's add the normals. So I'm going to create a shading normal node, and we give it the current position, the new position, and the old normal, and that's N, and it's gonna give us back a new normal. I'm gonna connect that, and let's make the surface reflective, so it has reflectivity. I'm gonna increase the index of reflection. I'm gonna lower this and increase metallicness. That's gonna make it very reflective. Okay, let's do one more thing. So set the displacement bound. I have a few more options. I'm not certain if they're needed or not, but I'm gonna add them. I think they are required. Yeah. Bound. Displacement space. This one. And all the others that I have on my original scene, they're off. So let's see. Let's do one more render, and let's make sure. Yes, we didn't assign the. Yeah, I knew it. So I was assigning the shader to the wrong node. I'm sure you guys have noticed this, but we need this one. So ocean render. Yep. And let's hit render. And it is working because it's slower, I can tell. So let's go back to the matte. And I'm going to create the classic shader. classic shader core. This is even a simpler version. And I'm gonna disconnect all this and let's just test with this. I'm gonna increase the reflectivity, it's set to 1. Let's lower this a bit and let's hit render. Okay, so I'm gonna check and see why this is not showing up, and then I'll show you what the solution is, but pretty much I think everything is set correctly. We have a box with some displacement, so it looks like it's probably some bound issues, and I'll investigate this and we'll continue in the next video. Thank you guys for watching and see you in a bit.